Standard 10. Today we are going to discuss Chapter 1 of your S.St in Geography, that is Resources and Development. Before starting this chapter, I would like to discuss what is a resource and what can be the developments behind it. First of all, resources are those things. Resources are those things which we need and are very useful to us. For example, this marker, I will be using it. I need it for writing in the blackboard or whiteboard, whatever. Okay, this blackboard is also a kind of resource because I need it. Air, I obviously need it. No one is there who can survive without air, obviously. Water, it is needed, Hannah. So that is why we can say that whatever the resources, whatever the things we are looking around which are useful for us and we need them, that is simply called as a resource. Okay, resources can be of two types at first. That is natural resources and man-made resources. What is a natural resource? Natural resources are those resources which are obtained directly from the nature. Okay, which are obtained directly from the nature. And if we talk about the man-made resources, by the term only we are understanding that man-made means man had made that resource, isn't it? So simply that is called as a man-made resource. For example, obviously marker, bed, chalk, whatever. Okay, cool. Next, what can be the developments regarding this? Okay, so whenever we are talking about the resources, natural and man-made, both of these contribute in the development of the human beings. Both of these contribute in the development of human beings. How? Okay, see, the physical environment means the nature, technology and institutions. Remember, okay, physical environment which we are using, without this nothing is possible. Like if I have to keep my body on the earth also, I need the physical environment, isn't it? So I need the nature. Okay, secondly, if we are having the nature environment, so we need technology so that we can use these resources to convert into a useful product. Clear? So if we take that, where will we convert the resources using technology as a developmental resource, that is with the help of the institutions, factories, places, workshops, etc., isn't it? So all of the three factors, environment, technology and institutions are being used by the human beings, to complete or to give a development. Clear? In Hindi we can say that development is called what? Vikas, isn't it? So now we have understood that what is a resource, what are the broad categories of resource, and what is a development and how the development can take place, right? Now we are going to discuss that what can be the classifications. Classification means division types. Okay, so what can be the classification for the resources? At first, these resources are being divided into different categories on some of the basis. Okay, on some of the basis. At first it is the origin. Origin means from where the thing has originated, came, right? Like if we take an example of the childbirth, so obviously we know that where is our origin? Our parents, obviously our parents from their parents, then their parents, then like this. So at first the classification is on the basis of origin. That is, there are two types of resources on the basis of the classification of origin. Okay, one is the biotic and second is the abiotic. What is a biotic device? What is a biotic resource? Okay, biotic means the living things. Bio means life and tick means things. Okay, so by whatever the living things present in our environment, surroundings, and we are using that and we need them, that is simply called as the biotic resources. For example, crops. If we will not eat the crops, how we will grow? How we will survive? Obviously, we know very well that plants also take in the carbon dioxide and releases oxygen for us. But it is a living thing, isn't it? That is why it is able to reproduce. So that can be the example of the biotic resource. And second is the abiotic. Okay, what is an abiotic resource? Non-living thing, just the opposite of the biotic one. Okay, non-living things are simply called as abiotic resource, and we know very well that the things which cannot breathe, they will not eat, they will not reproduce, they will not grow, etc., etc. Sorry, that is simply called as the abiotic resources. Marker. Okay, so second basis is the exhaustibility. Exhaustibility means that for how much time a resource can be used. For how much time the resource can be used. First one is the renewable. Renewable means those resources which can be used again and again. That can be used again and again and can be replenished. Replenished means reused. Okay. And second is our non-renewable, that cannot be used for the very, very long period of time. For example, coal, like whenever we are burning the coal, it is burning, producing ash, soot particles, etc. But that cannot be used again for anything, right? So this is renewable and non-renewable, that is on the basis of the exhaustibility. Okay. Next basis is our ownership. What is ownership? Like this marker is of mine. Means I own this. I am the owner of this marker. I am the owner of this whiteboard, isn't it? So that is ownership. So on the basis of that ownership also we are having how many? 4 types of resources. One is individual resource. What is an individual resource? Means the property or the resources which is owned by a single person. Understood? The thing which is owned by only single person, that is simply called as the individual resources. Clear? Again, marker. Next, community means the resources which is owned by a group of people. The resources which is owned by a group of people, that is simply called as the community resource. For example, the playground in your society. Clear? Every person is using that playground, right? Only you are not the one who is going to the park and I'm saying that no, this is my swing, this is my seesaw, you go from here. This is not possible. That means every person is having the right to use that playground. Okay. Next is your national. By the word national, we are understanding that it is talking about a country, isn't it? Means which is for whole of the country. Like we are giving vote, isn't it? So is it like this that I am the person who will be giving the vote only? No. The persons who are above 18 years, they are eligible to give vote in our country, isn't it? And also whatever the things that is given by the government to the citizens of the country, for all, not only for me. That means the thing which is usable, which can be used by whole of the members of the country, that is simply called as the national resource. Clear? Next is our international resource. What is an international resource? For whole of the world, like air, oxygen. Okay, the people of our country are taking the oxygen. So is there any way that no, only the people of India will take the oxygen and in the other countries they will be intaking some other gases? This is not possible, right? That means that is a resource which is for whole of the world, even the globe, even our earth, planet, isn't it? So that is called as an international resource. Next is on the basis of status of development. On the basis of status of development, these first is the potential, developed, then stock, and then the reserves. Potential resources are those which have been found. Okay, the resources which have been found, surveyed, but not being used. That is called as the potential resources. For example, some of the minerals present in the underground, maybe we aren't aware of it, and maybe we are aware of it, but till now the researchers are working on it for its use, but actually we are not using that. That is called as a potential resource. Understood? Next is the developed resources. Developed resources are those which are being quantified, qualified, and also we are using that. That is simply called as the developed resources. Next is the stock. Okay, next is the stock. What is a stock? When we keep, like this is a joke. We are some of the people you might have observed, okay, that they are taking a huge amount of rice packets, wheat packets, everything when there is a lockdown, isn't it? Till the as there was the guideline of the government also that you have to take this much quantity of the food entities at your home, but the people were not listening, that no, we have to take it. So people were just arranging the food items into their home and keeping it somewhere as a stock, isn't it? So that type of keeping resources called as the stock. And next is the reserves. Next is the reserves. Reserve simply means what? The type of resources in which, like, which is for everyone. Okay. Which is for everyone. Okay. That means the oil fields, the petroleums, etc. This is for all, and it is kept as a reserve, means as a preservative thing. Like means at the time of the need, we will be using this resource whenever we are in danger, whenever we are facing some problem in relating to the thing which we need. Clear? So we have completed the resources development, the factors influencing the development of the human resource, human beings, okay, and the classification of resources. From the next part, we will be discussing it in the next video. Stay tuned for that. Thank you.